Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Faithwalk 101. We are so glad that you could join us. In these next few lessons, we're going to be talking about the trade-off that we have made in our lives that is really causing us to suffer today. I want you to get one thing straight, and it's very important. There is a trade-off in everything that you do. If you get something, there's a trade-off for it. And that's what we're going to be talking about in these next few lessons. How we have traded off some things that has created problems in our lives, has eliminated the things that used to strengthen communities and families and churches. But we traded those things away for the modern conveniences that we have in this world today. It was a trade-off that has caused us to suffer. And that's what we're going to be talking about in these next few lessons. So the first one is about community, my friends. There was a time when community was so important, especially the community church. People met in the church. That's how we got to know one another. That's how we had the consistency in our relationships, because it was just constant that people came to the church to get information, to worship, to fellowship, to just community. That's what it was about. And when someone was missing or we didn't see them, there was always a concern. We reached out to them. We wanted to know. The consistency of this community brought trust, and it brought this relationship where we could get to really know one another and trust one another. But what has happened, we have traded, my friends, community, we've traded it for internet friends. Have you done that? Are you trading genuine community? Are you in a genuine community where you got friends and where you can actually talk to face? You can call them and you can interact with them? Or have you traded for internet friends? People some that you have never even met except for a picture that they have posted. Don't even know if that's the real person or not. Do you really know who's on the other side of those messages that you send? There, my friends, is an emotional breakdown in the people in people today, because we have traded genuine community, coming together face to face, body to body, and we've traded that to hide behind the screen. We've traded it to bully, pretend, and to play. This trade-off has caused, my friends, trust to go astray. Because do you really know who's on the other side of that screen? No. Most of the time, a lot of people pretend. They post pictures that's not even themselves. Or they'll post pictures of where they were 20 years ago. And now we got AI, and they can just make you look like a Hollywood star. I might have to try that. No, just kidding. But do you really know? We've traded community, and this is really sad. And because of this trade-off, we really don't trust people anymore. Who can you really call your friend today? This trade has caused people to suffer, and even in the church today. Because see, you don't even have to go to church. You can sit at home on your couch in your pajamas, sipping your coffee, and watch a sermon. You don't have to rub shoulders with other believers. And you know, what I've found in some cases, members, we have so much trouble with each other. But I really believe that's why God has brought us together. If we can't learn how to rub shoulders with one another, how can we reach a lost and dying world? But many times people abandon the church because they can't get along with other people, and it's just so much easier to sit at home and watch the sermon and do your church there. We traded genuine community for internet friends. And my friends, that is not community at all. And this trade-off has caused us to suffer. One, we've traded community for trust. Because when we get to see people on a regular basis, when we get to talk to one another on a regular basis, there's a certain amount of trust that is built. But in this day and time, we just don't get a chance to see people very often. because of technology, and technology is good. I'm not knocking it. We can talk to people that's far away. You remember? I don't know if you remember the days when you made long distance calls and they cost so much a minute. But now we can FaceTime one another. We can talk to people and actually look at them, and it is a wonderful thing. But when we start to trade it in for community, I think that's where the problem begins, my friends. There's always a trade-off. We've allowed modern conveniences to come in and take over what used to be a community where we actually interacted with one another. Today, my friends, we have allowed, when TV came into existence, and oh yes, we all like TV, and you remember how you used to go to the video store and rent movies? You don't even have to do that no more. Everything can be streamed. You can binge watch. You know, many years ago, when there was only a few stations, the whole world was kind of a community, because what was on the movie in one state was on the same movie was on in another state. We all watched it together, even though there might have been a time difference. But because there's only 3 networks at the time, or 2 networks, when we watched something on TV, the whole world watched it together. I mean, yes, there's different time zones, but we all saw the same thing. But that's not the case today, because we can stream, we can go on the internet, we're all over the place, and so we're really not even a world community anymore. Everybody's off doing their own thing. And so when we got the modern conveniences, and I'm not knocking it because I use them myself, okay? You know, I get in my car and I go different places, and I use the phone, and right now I'm speaking to you on the from our website, and so we're able to reach people in other countries because of the internet. But my friends, we do not want to replace these things for genuine community, where we come together with other believers and we rub shoulders. We get to know people. We get to interact with people. We get to know their children, their family. We become a community. Those things have been lost, and we've allowed those things to come in and take over. We don't have to do that. We can take advantage of modern technology, but we don't want modern technology to rule us in such a way that now we're dependent on it so much that we don't even interact with other people. And so there's so many things that we have today that has changed our lives. What about air conditioning? I like sitting in a cool home, but remember when there was no air conditioning? Maybe you're not that old and you don't remember that. The people, what did they do? They sat on their porches. The neighbors sat on their porches. You waved at people. A lot of times you walked over, you talked with people. Sometimes you even sat on the neighbor's porch with them. And why were you out there? Because it was hot inside. Community, my friends. It was a community community was manufactured because of the conditions that we had at the time. But as modern technology came in, we sort of dropped those things aside. Go in the house and never come out. Why? Because it's too hot out here. That's right, my friends. We can travel long distances. We can. There's a lot of things that we can do because of modern technology. But these lessons that we're going to be talking about is the trade-off. And this is what you got to remember. There's always going to be a trade-off, regardless of what you do, regardless of what you take up. You get something new, something modern, something that's made life easy, there's going to be a trade-off. That's right, my friends. And these things, they affect us mentally, physically, and spiritually. Especially if you're trading community, you're not gathering with other believers. There's so many people on Sunday morning. Oh, I got stung. There's so many people on Sunday morning, my friends, that do not attend services. Modern technology has allowed us to be able to sit at home and and just watch it on the screen. We don't want to change. We don't want to allow to trade genuine community where we come together and worship and talk and fellowship with one another because now we can do it from home. Do you know those people who you're sending those messages to? Was there a trade-off when Jesus died on the cross? Yes, it was, my friends. And I want you to listen to what it is. Yes, Jesus, he died on the cross. I've got a bee that's not going to leave me alone. It's going to cut this video short. So here's what happened. This trade-off that happened when Jesus died on the cross. Paul writes in Galatians chapter 2 and verse 20. He says, I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live. Is it here the trade-off? The life that he lives, it's been traded. Why? Because of what Jesus did on the cross. But Christ lives in me, and because he lives in me, the life I now live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. The trade-off was, my friends, my life has been crucified with Christ. It's no longer I who live, but Christ lives inside of me. Everything that we do, my friends, everything that you take on, there's always going to be a trade-off. Don't forget that. You get something free, there's a trade-off. Something that comes along that's easy, there's a trade-off. My friends, so what we want to do is be mindful of the trades that we're making, because what it has done, it has affected our lives emotionally, physically, and spiritually. We become so much lazier. We're not as active as we used to be. Walking and getting out and getting sunshine and exercise, those things have fallen by the wayside, all because of modern technology. There's always a trade-off, my friends. But in this lesson, we're talking about the trade of genuine community. There is nothing like coming together with other believers and just rubbing shoulders, sharing your feelings and your emotions, and building trust in this community. Continue to join us on Faithwalk 101, my friends. We're going to talk more about these things. Thank you, my friends.